The astronauts were suddenly horrified to find that a purple cloud of fog was rapidly approaching the space station. Before she could react, the entire spaceship was completely destroyed under the attack of this mysterious force. However, the crisis did not end there. Immediately after, a purple electromagnetic pulse wave shot straight towards the ground. Not long after, a treasure hunting ship unexpectedly discovered this ghost ship. The captain shouted loudly through a horn but received no response. Seeing this, the captain ordered all the crew members to board the ship to check, only to find that the entire ship was deathly silent, with only many bullet holes found on the deck. They guessed that the research vessel should have been invaded by pirates, but when they arrived at the control room, they found that things seemed far from simple. The scene was in chaos, and there were strange bloodstains under the deck. After a careful inspection, it was discovered that the entire power system of the ship had been artificially damaged, and the equally important radio was not spared either. Seeing such a situation, everyone's face showed uncontrollable excitement, because according to maritime law, towing abandoned ships found on the high seas to safety could make a huge profit. What they had to do was to find the engine room on the ship and restore its power. But at this time, they didn't realize that a huge crisis was slowly approaching them. Soon, Nathan and the other person found the engine room, but when they entered, they suddenly had a bad premonition. They found that there was no fault on the surface of the power equipment. Just plug in the relay that had been artificially unplugged and then easily push the power switch, and the power system of the entire ship could be restored. However, at the very moment the power was turned on, a terrifying roar suddenly came from the ship. At the same time, the cameras inside the cabin automatically locked onto the captain and the others. At first, they didn't pay much attention, but just as they were about to use the fishing boat to tow the boat, an unexpected incident occurred suddenly. The anchor hook on the boat suddenly fell off by itself and hit their tugboat heavily in the next second. When John realized it and was about to step forward to stop it, it was already too late. Due to severe water ingress, the tugboat was about to be submerged by the sea water soon. One of the crew members was accidentally trapped inside and seemed to be in danger of losing his life. At the critical moment, Nathan jumped in without a second thought. Just as the tugboat was about to sink, Nathan rescued the crew member in time. On the other side, an even more bizarre scene was quietly unfolding. A crew member in the engine room suddenly noticed that a wire seemed to be possessed and was moving slowly by itself. So, driven by curiosity, he immediately approached cautiously to take a look. But the moment he dived inside, an accident occurred.